2025 is going to be my year, and I want it to be the year for you guys too. This past year has been a really interesting period, but as it starts to wrap up, we do a lot of, contemplation and reflection on what we've done. We ask if we've done enough, we ask if we're moving forward at a decent pace, and we ask if we are where we thought we were going to be when we looked at our life 6 months to a year ago. Come around the new year and a lot of people start making big goals for where they're going in life. But here's the thing. When it comes to making moves in life, there's no time to start like now. And there's no time to start reflecting like now. Because the reality of it is, look, right now I'm 21. You guys might be older, you might be younger. But a year ago, I was a year younger. Common sense, but it's relative to the point that I'm about to make. Where did I think I was going to be when I look at this period? And could I have imagined being in the place that I'm in? It's a point for personal contemplation, maybe for me, maybe for you guys. But when I look at my story, which I've discussed obviously extensively on this channel, I've seen a lot of different things in life this year, and you know what? I'm starting to think about new ones, even whilst I'm speaking about this now on camera. I've experienced things this year for the first time, perhaps, that I couldn't have foreseen. I've experienced new things, I've seen new things, I've been new places, met new people, done new things, and that in itself is obviously an experience. Not all of it's been good, not all of it's been bad, I can't say either way. I'm enjoying the journey of life. But 2025 is about to be my year. I need to give a little bit of insight on my personal story. Those of you who've been watching for a while will know this, but this year I've experienced a lot. I've seen my income really rise in the last couple of months after I basically had no money for a period. I run a lot of online businesses. I mainly do reselling stuff, drop shipping and reselling. That makes me a full-time income more than the average UK wage, so I'm fine doing that. I also run this YouTube channel, which, you know what, it can make a couple of £100 a month, so not bad. And I also have a job. It's a part-time job. I work like 1 to 3 days a week. Some people might call me lazy, but I make enough money from my businesses, right? Why would I? But yeah, I got my job for the first time this year. I've been running businesses since I was 13, making enough money to live, pay my rent, survive. So this year's my first time having a job. And I couldn't have imagined all the stuff that I've learned happening in such a short period. And I feel like the last 4 months have only been so progressive for me because I've hit life exceptionally hard. To be honest, I feel like we all have emotions around the way that we're doing. Some of us are ashamed of ourselves, some of us are proud of ourselves. I am immensely proud of what I've done in the last 4 months. Not to a point of ignorance or arrogance, there is a lot more to do. A lot more to do. We're not even on the road yet, right? We're turning onto them. Hear this as an analogy, right? We're turning onto the motorway and just speeding up. We're nowhere near the end destination that we're trying to drive to yet. But we are on the road now, or we're getting onto the road. And a year's gone by, and it doesn't matter. And what I mean by this is it does not feel any different. I can remember last New Year, I can remember what I was doing, how I felt, how I was looking, and the reality of it is it's just flown by. A year is nothing, but at the same time, 4 months of this year has been the biggest amount of progression I've probably ever faced in my life, right? From sheer brute force, running businesses, to be fair, mainly running businesses, because I've come to the realization, and I know I'm going on a bit more of a personal story here, but I've come to the realization that never mind fitness or, friends and that are very important, and fitness is very important, so don't kind of misinterpret what I'm saying, but they are all good, but they become a lot more important if you've got money. And if you've not got money, you arguably can't even do those things in the first place, because it's a lot harder to hang out and have really good fun adventures with your friends when you're broke. It's a lot harder to afford a gym membership. Life is not that pleasant if you've not got money. So yes, I've let other things slip, unfortunately, a little bit. I need to hit the gym hard again. But at the same time, I've built up so much money. Enough to the point that I've paid my rent, think about this, until September 2026. Nearly 2 years away, almost. I think, nearly 2 years. About a year and 8 months, 7 months, whatever. That's fine. So I'm chilling now, right? Everything else that I make, I've got my car insurance to pay for, and I'm going to put like maybe a miscellaneous £1,000-2,000 away for a store in my car because I've got a super old car. It was a different story, but that's it. That's it for now, right? So now everything else is just a surplus. It's savings, it's investments. We're going beast mode, right? And I had basically no money 3-4 months ago. And yes, I've had in my lifetime lots of boom and bust cycles. And, a lot of people on the internet won't share this side of running a business. They won't be happy to admit this. They feel like it would ruin their credibility. I'm going to be completely honest, right? In my life story so far, and I'm only 21, I have had a lot of boom and bust cycles. Like I say, I've been running businesses since aged 13 to varying degrees of success. And empires fall, empires rise, even in your journey. So I've had a lot of different cycles. 4 months ago, I had a kind of bust cycle to a degree. This time, perhaps more due to my own laziness, but it's the reality of it, right? I can reflect on that, say it was wrong, and move forwards. Now, I look forward to the next year, and I think, I didn't really do as much stuff as I'd like. For a lot of the past couple months, I have been working at least 4 to 6 days a week. Was it fun? No. Did it make me a lot of money? To be fair, yes, especially when you combine that with my online incomes. So I was doing nothing but working. I was having 1 day a week either travelling around the UK or wherever I could, obviously in the UK 1 day a week, or hanging out with friends, even in my hometown, maybe going out for a drink or whatever. If I was to approach the next year with just 5 days, or even 6, of exceptionally serious work, where will I be? If I went back to uploading 5 videos a day on this YouTube channel, where will I be in 12 months? Well, we've already gone this year from 1,000 subscribers to 3.3, 3.4. eBay sales are absolutely crushing. YouTube revenue is absolutely crushing. Amazon, it's not killing it, but we are actually making Amazon sales. Yes, it's like 1 a month, but it's another business coming up. If I just grind it out for an extra 6 months to a year, yes, it's going to involve a lot of sacrifice. Where can I even be? I feel like it may have taken me a bit of time, but I feel like I've sort of fully understood the power of beast mode, really, in the sense that you have so much influence over your life, you have so much control over your life, you have so much power in what you can achieve, that by just giving it a good effort, you can be in places that you have never imagined. And I don't think that money is the be-all and end-all of life. At the same time, it does open doors. When you go to nicer places, you meet nicer people. When you're hanging around at McDonald's, you generally meet your average person, maybe drunk people on a night out, whatever. It's not really anything, is it? When you go to fancy restaurants with Rolls Royces and Ferraris parked outside, I'm not saying that you're going to do amazing networking, but, sometimes I just see people getting out of these cars and I'm like, how the hell do you have a car like this? The number plate on this car is worth more than the house that I live in. How do you have so much money? That's the sort of thing that you can ask and get insight to when you have enough money to be in these circles in the first place. Because for me to even do that, I need to be able to afford the fuel money to drive to a much bigger city like Manchester or London, be in these restaurants and circles in the first place. It is funny how it all starts to build itself up. And we go back to this concept of an abundance mindset. And I'm starting to get to that point now because, touch wood, which we're going to do, I have no real concerns for the next 6 months to 12 months. And I know that can very easily change. That's why I've got backup funds. But I've got no real financial concerns. And if I had an extra 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, I really wouldn't. Then what do we have? Let's assume that we can save £20,000 to £30,000 in a year. That is a hell of a lot of investment capital. Right? That's a lot of money to invest. It's a lot of money to travel. It can really transform your life. And people might say, well, that's not actually a lot of money. If I'm 22 with 30 grand of cash, what can I do? potential down payment on a house, potentially travel abroad, move abroad for a year or two, just to see the world, new investments and new things. I don't know what it could be. This is the thing, I don't know. And I'm going to add this video to the playlist where I speak about the progress that I'm making in life. It's just me sort of talking about my personal journey. But it's a personal thing, and it's a personal thing to unlock. And I've never seen it in my life. I didn't understand that this was real because I've never had the urgency. I've run businesses since I was 13. I've had savings. I've had solid incomes. And when you don't have those things and you get forced into a position of necessity, watch how your drive increases. If you're a self-respecting person, watch how your drive increases. Then you realize that you've unlocked a power that you've never seen before. Yes, it has hindered your fun, but what fun were you having when you were broke, right? Not true for every portion of the world or every part of life, but I can now, let's say tomorrow, I want to book a plane to, I don't know, Spain. Let's go. I want to book a plane to, I don't know, any city I can go any city in the world, within reason, of course. You get the point, right? How great of an opportunity is that? What power is that? Who might you meet? What will you see? How will your worldview change? And I just imagine if I had 4 times the income, or 4 times the savings, or 4 times the investment return, what life would look like. And then I start to realize, so I've gone from X amount, and I don't necessarily need to disclose all the numbers, but X amount to having my rent paid off, my car is obviously not on finance, it's completely paid off, money in savings, money for paying off all of my other costs, taxes, whatever. If I had 4 times this, life would be unbelievable. And I know that I can have 4 times this in the next year because I've done so much in 3 months, 4 months. To do the next 12 months in not even 100% power mode, 80% power mode, let's say. 2 days off a week. Pick your 2 days. Monday we're going to the cinema, Friday we're going on a night out. I'm not saying that's what I would do, but that's just 2 options, right? 5 days of pure power. 6 ideally, but we'll say 5. Because we're all humans, and to do 6 to 7 days a week for 12 months, for most people, is probably not that realistic. So we'll say 5 days a week of beast mode. Work, as in a job, maybe study, and business. Work, business, study. Work, study, gym. I don't know how you guys are going to structure it, but I didn't even know I had this, right? And that might sound like, oh, well, that was something that I discovered. Yeah, I'm going to get some 50, 60-year-old geezer in the comment section like, oh, I discovered that when I was 10. Great. I've titled this playlist My Personal Development. It's not necessarily reflected on anybody else's life, and I don't compare myself to other people. I don't understand people that do. But at the same time, 12 months, for my young guys especially watching this, you're my age, you're 18, you're 20, you're 25, just take some power from this, because life could be exceptionally different. I did this, and this is what sparked it for the first time in my head. I closed my eyes, I closed my mind from the situation that I was living in. Just do it for a minute, right? Maybe do it now. Maybe do it with me. Let's do it together. So you close your eyes from a situation that you're living in. And I know this video is getting a bit weird now, but this is some manifestation for the next year. Think maybe 1 year in advance, maybe even 5 years in advance, because it all starts with an initial movement. 2 to 5 years from now, what is your life? We're doing this together, right? What is the car that you drive? What is the house that you live in? Who are you hanging around with? What does your partner look like? What country are you in? What job do you do? What business do you do? And I'm not saying aspire to the massive goals immediately, but we're talking about what you can realistically obtain in 1 to 4 years, maybe 5 years. More is doable than you think. It really is. But nobody does that, and I know a lot of people will have probably clicked off a video like this at this point thinking I'm crazy, but these are the same people who've never unlocked their beast mode, Because they've never done this seriously, and do it deeper than what I've just done with you in the video, right? But nobody ever does this. Think about, okay, really, picture me jumping out of a Lamborghini or whatever car it is. Picture me in this apartment, high-rise or mansion that looks like this, and the kitchen's like that, and my wife looks like this, and nobody actually does that and puts themselves mentally in this place. And that's why they will not be successful. Because how can you ever achieve anything when you don't know what you're working towards? You don't even know what car it is that you want. I could tell you exactly which cars I want and what spec I would have them in. And I'm not saying this, I say it all the time, like I'm better than anybody else, but it's about having a direct goal. And you will succeed a lot easier. As crazy as it sounds, as much as it might sound like I'm losing my mind, right? Close your eyes for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And really think. Really think. Because nobody actually thinks this through. They see a TikTok, yeah, the Ferrari, I want a Ferrari. No, actually think. I want a Ferrari that's yellow with red brakes and a cream interior, and it's going to be, so on and so forth. And this is how I'm going to look jumping out of it, and in 12 months I'm going to have this much money in. And I don't mean some like BS manifestation, just like, oh, I'm just going to think about it. No, you're going to need to take the steps to make it happen, but nobody does it. 2025 is going to be my year of absolute power, and I'm going to unlock even more power in my life that I've never seen. And I want it to be the same for you guys. I'm going to hopefully still be making videos next year, unless something really unforeseen happens. And I've been making videos for what? On this channel, maybe 1-2 years. Don't be in the same place next year, right? Full stop. Explore, experience, feel new things. It's the only way to progress, guys. 2025 is going to be my year, and I hope it's going to be the year for you guys too. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you soon.